All right, here we go. The most hyped pistol so far of 2023, the Springfield Echelon, out here on the range. First shots. I'm going to give you my first impressions of this pistol. I'm going to tell you everything about it, what I like, what I don't like, and all of that. So big thanks to Springfield for sending this pistol out so I can give you my honest review. We're going to talk about a lot, but I'm going to take first shots right here. You know, sometimes you get really hyped pistols that come out that fall short of expectations. Is the Springfield Echelon another example of that? That's what we're going to be looking at today as I walk you through the pros and cons of this new super hyped, maybe overhyped pistol from Springfield Armory. Now, one thing I do here, no matter if a company sends me a gun or if I buy a gun, pros and cons will always be included, so you know you're getting trusted gun reviews here. And so that's what I do. So if you like this video, if you want to see the unboxing, or if you want to see the 1,000 round update amongst the hundreds and hundreds of other videos I have here from concealed carry, World War II guns, rifles, you name it, and you want an honest opinion, I'm your guy. Make sure you subscribe down below and hit your notifications so you never miss a video from me. I want to focus on some of the things that Springfield Armory has done here because it's really hard to make a polymer frame pistol and stand out in 2023. Most of the time, as much as I hate to say it, they're kind of copies of Glocks. Now, every once in a while, we'll have one that kind of just stands out. This one has features that stand out, but do those features lead to a better pistol is what is yet to be determined. Let's talk about some of those features, man. So in the front, you can see you have these really aggressive serrations. That's great. A lot of companies do that, but what other companies don't do is actually think of an indexing point in the front of the gun. By the way, I was taking this gun down and we just shot it, so that's when my hands are dirty. But regardless, you can see how it is wider up here in the front, and then it tapers down, and then you have that nice notched out area. So when you go to do your press checks, you get boom, you got a great point there where you can do that. They also have that similar setup in the rear. Again, we've seen this in the rear from other companies, but not also in the front. You have the front luminescent sight right there with the tritium insert. You can also get these things with the squared off night sights in the rear, as opposed to the U-notch sight that this one has on there. 1913 style Picatinny rail. Springfield Armory actually did send me this gun, so big thanks to those guys so I could bring this video to you. They also sent it with the Surefire X300 and the RMR, just for full disclosure. But again, that won't have any kind of impact on our review here, but definitely helpful that they sent it. A fully ambi gun, so your magazine release and your slide stop. Interestingly, the slide stop is low to the frame, but it sticks out just far enough that you can close that thing. So essentially that name too, kind of an interesting name, right? The Echelon. They talk about an outmanned army that was facing the Spartans. They were going to face certain defeat. They came up with this new formation when they would fight with staggered lines. And then the next formation of guys would be, you know, behind them and to the right. And then it just kept going like that. And so that formation is still used today. And so that's where the name Echelon comes from.
Not bad.
There you go. Told you it's pretty good. You can see that adaptive grip texturing there. Well, you can't really see the benefit of it, but there it is. So essentially it's pretty tame to the touch, but when you actually put pressure on it, there's another layer underneath that initial layer that helps to grab the pistol on your hand. They put that texturing everywhere on this gun too, by the way, which is really nice. You got indexing points here, got it on the takedown lever, you got it here, you even have it under the trigger guard right there, so you can get a nice positive grip on both of your hands when you're shooting this gun. All right. Now, believe it or not, this is my first time using a Trijicon RMR. I know, it's crazy, but typically I will buy Hollison because they're a little bit cheaper as of right now. Every single year it seems their prices tend to go up as people realize how good they are. But those first set of shots right there, I haven't adjusted this optic at all. It's spot on. The trigger is superb. And so that's something I was really interested in, because when you dry fire it, it feels really good. Sometimes that doesn't always translate, but I do like the way the gun feels. Got a little bit different point of aim. I think the grip angle is just a little weird. It almost has like a, I don't know, like a German look to it or something, like a, I don't know, maybe even an Italian look, like a Beretta or something. Yeah, really interesting. It's got the adaptive grit texture and all that. So let's load it up again and take some more shots with it. Now, a couple of interesting features, and something that I won't be showing here on YouTube, but they have their self-locking pins. So this is their variable interface system. This is a cool feature because it allows you to mount 30 different optics without plates. We'll do a little hand demonstration there. These front little pins are your cam locking pins, or self-locking pins, right? And so what they do, as you torque the optic down to spec, those self-locking pins will exert lateral force against the inside of the optic, holding it in place and keeping that left to right movement from ever happening. And also there's a series of holes drilled in here depending on the optic you have. So pretty much all your main branded optics will work on this gun. That is a great feature, man. That's a feature right there that is almost worth the buy in and of itself, because not every no pistol has that. So fantastic job there, man. They got that right. They have the COG, so their central operating group. Again, something YouTube will frown upon, so we're not going to do it here. Sorry, it's not my rules, it's theirs. But essentially, our trigger group is all one unit. So then if you want to go with a small, medium, large, actually it comes installed with the medium, which is what you're looking at right here, and you want to go with either the large or the small, you can do that. Additionally, they have back straps as well that you can swap out with. So similar to the P320, which is pretty cool, man. You know, how many people use it? I don't know, but still it's a, you know, a cool feature. One thing I'll say about it, you know, as far as the takedown and all that, it's not too hard. It's not as easy as the P320, but essentially this whole unit moves forward and comes up and out. Gun breaks down just like normal, single recoil right there, cold hammer forged barrel too, by the way. And again, here's your COG. So this pushes forward, and then what I did is I pulled the trigger and it came up out of the back and the whole thing came out, obviously, once you take this pin down. Another thing that was interesting about this pin is I actually noticed the heat that was on this thing. As we would shoot mag after mag on this thing, both sides of this pin would heat up significantly. Now it's obviously a metal pin that holds this in place. I've just never noticed that before. Now if you have bigger hands, bigger than mine, you're going to be indexing like up here, so you probably won't even notice that. I just thought it was interesting because I've actually never noticed that before on any pistol. The trigger. You get to the wall, it breaks. The reset, right there. They killed it with the trigger. All right, double tap time. Woo! I like this holster too. Outside the waistband, sweet. Springfield did it. Springfield did it. I do like the Hellcat Pro. but most of the pistols that I shot from them, from the XD series, mainly the XD series, I'm just not a huge fan of. I don't shoot them particularly well either. This one though is pretty incredible, man. That trigger and the grip texturing, again, the grip angle is a little bit different, but not hard. Now, the armor on top plays a big role into this as well, because I don't like the Springfield sights on here. I do like the front sight. I don't like the U-notch in the rear. But this whole setup together is, I don't know, it's pretty special. Let's run some more rounds to it. Another thing they did a good job on, if we take the flush 17 round mag, by the way, it comes with a 17 and a 20 round extension. And they also sent me another base plate for this thing. It will come with 3 sets of these lockers too. That'll hold all your, your different optics. But if we look at something like the Glock 19 on your left, which is a 15 round gun, and we hold them slide to slide, on your right is the Echelon. So you can see that height there. It is a bigger gun, but still the height of the gun is pretty good, man. It's very similar in size too to the HK VP9L right here. Now this is a far cry from what they've put out in the past, mainly the XD series. A couple things you'll notice between this and the old XD series. First of all, that bore axis. Look how much higher this gun sits in my hand compared to the Echelon. So it's going to keep that muzzle down, make it a flatter shooting gun all the way around. That doesn't mean that guns with high bore axis you can't shoot well, but again, they will be flatter shooting. Another thing you'll notice is that they trim the gun down. This is a chunky freaking gun, dude. She's chunky. Wide grip, it does have interchangeable palm swells, but dude, overall, she's a big girl. The Echelon went on a diet. And so this is the small frame with the small back strap there. It's got a nice look to it. But they did keep, for the Springfield fans, you'll notice how the grip design, very similar to the old XD series. They just trimmed it down quite a bit. And they didn't send it with a hex wasp, which I do not like these optics at all. I'll just tell you straight up. Now, a good indicator if a gun is going to be a good shooter is not only my abilities, but Miss Headshot. When she shoots a gun this well, you know it's a good shooter, because sometimes she will struggle with guns and she'll tell you that. And sometimes, not that I necessarily struggle with them, but I shoot some guns better than others. And typically with Springfield guns, I just don't shoot them extremely well. I shoot them good enough for self-defense purposes, but not like, oh my God, not like a Canik SFX Rival or M&P Core or CZ Shadow 2. Those guns are on another level, even like a Beretta M9A3. But this gun is totally different.
Ah,
Nice job.
it's gone so fast.
Got the it factor. They put so much into this gun, and all of these things pay off. And I think the most important things, obviously, the Viz system that they did so you can mount your optics, the adaptive grip texturing, the indexing points on the slide, and that trigger make this gun what it is. Cog system is pretty cool. It's okay. I could live without it. And honestly, I like the night sights they do better than the U-notch sights in the rear on this one. So those are 2 cons, right? Not really cons. The cog system, like I said, I would take it or leave it. It's a cool feature, but I think the features that make this gun what it is, as good as it is, are the ones that I just said. This thing is a freaking shooter. I did have one issue. I had a stovepipe early on. Oh, little stovepipe action. And that's it. So when I have issues that early on and I don't see them reoccur, I don't typically sweat it. But again, that's why we started incorporating those 1,000-round reviews so we can take a look at these guns later on down the line. You know, I love when guns, you don't have to mess with anything. I don't typically mess with any of my pistols, defensive pistols, or anything like that. I don't put triggers in them or nothing, right? And so when a gun comes this good from the factory, to me, that is ideal. And this one is on another level, man. The hype is real, dude. Now, mine did come a little more decked out, but the base gun, the heart of this gun, is still fantastic. Now, if you like this type of content, you might like another video that I'll leave right here for you. And the number of reviews that I've done on this channel, man. Make sure you check them out. I'll leave a couple links down below too. One is to Patreon, one is to join this channel if you want to support us and support us in that way. That'd be cool. If you just want to subscribe and drop a like, that's cool as well, man. Big thanks to you guys. See you in the next one. And as always, hold them down.